Rich Goals, Rich Results. Written and published by Rich Audiobooks. But what if everything you've been told about setting financial goals is completely backward? While most people are conditioned to be realistic with their money dreams, setting modest targets and expecting incremental progress, the truly wealthy operate from an entirely different blueprint. They understand a fundamental truth that escapes the masses. Your financial results are a direct reflection of the size of your financial dreams. Your brain is a sophisticated goal-achieving machine, but it can only work with the programming you give it. Feed it small, realistic goals, and it finds small, ordinary solutions. Challenge it with massive targets, and it engages different neural pathways, seeking opportunities that simply don't exist within conventional thinking. This book reveals the hard science behind why your current approach to goal setting might be sabotaging your wealth potential, and more importantly, how to reprogram your mind for extraordinary financial success. Every fortune in history began as someone's unrealistic idea. The question isn't whether you have the potential to create significant wealth. You do. The question is whether you're ready to stop thinking small and start thinking like the wealthy person you're destined to become. Lesson 1. Dreaming without limits. The size of your financial dreams directly correlates with the size of your eventual wealth. Yet from our earliest years, we're conditioned to be realistic about money, to set modest goals, to expect incremental progress, and to view massive wealth as something reserved for others. This societal programming creates invisible barriers in our minds, limiting not just what we believe is possible, but what we allow ourselves to pursue. Consider for a moment what you'd do if you knew with absolute certainty that you couldn't fail. Most people's immediate answers reveal how deeply they've internalized these limitations. They might dream of paying off their mortgage or having enough for a comfortable retirement. While these are worthy goals, they represent thinking inside the box that society has built for us. True wealth creation begins when we dare to dream beyond these conventional boundaries. The human brain is wired to solve problems it's presented with. When you set a goal of making an extra $1,000, 0 cents per month, your mind begins working on ways to earn that amount. But when you set a goal of building a $100 million 0 cents business empire, your brain engages different neural pathways, seeking out bigger opportunities and more innovative solutions. The goal itself shapes the level of thinking you bring to your wealth creation journey. This expanded thinking creates what psychologists call the possibility space, the mental environment where innovative ideas and unprecedented opportunities can emerge. Billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos didn't achieve their wealth by thinking within conventional parameters. They dared to imagine transformative possibilities that others dismissed as unrealistic or impossible. Their dreams weren't limited by what had been done before, but were fueled by what could be possible. The practice of unlimited dreaming requires regular exercise, much like building a muscle. Start by questioning every financial assumption you hold. Why do you believe certain income levels are high enough? What makes specific wealth goals seem unrealistic? Often these beliefs are simply inherited from others who themselves were operating under limited thinking. By challenging these assumptions, you begin to dismantle the mental barriers holding your wealth potential in check. Visualization plays a crucial role in expanding your wealth horizons. The most successful wealth creators spend time daily imagining their biggest possible future in vivid detail. This isn't mere daydreaming, it's strategic vision cultivation that programs your reticular activating system, RIS, to recognize opportunities aligned with your expanded goals. When you consistently visualize yourself building and managing vast wealth, your brain begins to view this as a natural, achievable state, rather than an impossible fantasy. Historical examples prove the power of unlimited dreaming. Walt Disney was nearly bankrupt multiple times before creating an entertainment empire. Sarah Blakely started Spanx with $5,000 0 cents in savings and turned it into a billion-dollar company. What united these wealth creators wasn't just their work ethic or business acumen, it was their willingness to dream beyond conventional boundaries and maintain those expansive visions even when others doubted them. Your wealth potential is directly proportional to your ability to dream without limits. Every major fortune began as someone's unrealistic idea. Every transformative business started as a vision that others called impossible. By releasing the mental constraints on what you believe is possible with money, you open yourself to opportunities and solutions that simply can't emerge within the confines of realistic thinking. The path to extraordinary wealth begins with extraordinary dreams, and those dreams must be cultivated, protected, and expanded every single day. Lesson 2. Creating Wealth-Driven Vision Boards. A vision board is more than just a collage of pretty pictures. It's a powerful psychological tool that can literally rewire your brain for wealth attraction. While traditional vision boards often focus on general life aspirations, a wealth-driven vision board serves as a dedicated manifestation engine for your financial future. The most effective wealth vision boards operate on multiple sensory levels. They combine visual elements that trigger emotional responses with tangible representations of specific financial goals. For instance, rather than simply posting a generic image of a luxury car, include the exact model, price, and timeline for acquisition. This level of detail helps your brain create more concrete neural pathways toward achievement. Digital vision boards have revolutionized this practice, offering unique advantages over physical formats. Apps and platforms now allow you to create dynamic, interactive wealth visualizations that you can access anywhere. You can integrate real-time stock tickers, cryptocurrency values, or property listings that align with your wealth goals. This immediate connection to actual financial opportunities transforms your vision board from a passive display into an active wealth-building instrument. However, the physical format holds its own power through tactile engagement. The act of physically cutting, arranging, and mounting images creates a deeper psychological investment in your wealth goals. Consider creating a hybrid approach, a physical board for your primary workspace and a digital version for mobile inspiration. This dual model strategy ensures consistent exposure to your wealth vision throughout your day. The selection of images for your wealth vision board requires strategic intention. Move beyond the obvious symbols of wealth like cash stacks or gold bars. Include images that represent the lifestyle your wealth will enable, the impact you'll make through philanthropic endeavors, and the businesses you'll build. Add photographs of people who've achieved similar financial goals, not to copy their path, but to normalize their level of success in your mind. Your wealth vision board should evolve with your financial growth. Schedule quarterly sessions to update and refine your board, removing achieved goals and adding more ambitious targets. This regular revision process helps prevent hedonic adaptation, where once motivating images lose their emotional impact. Each update should push your wealth vision slightly beyond your current comfort zone. Incorporate activation exercises into your daily routine to maximize your vision board's effectiveness. Spend 5 minutes each morning studying your board while visualizing yourself already having achieved each financial milestone. Create a story around each image, describing in detail how you attained that level of wealth and what it feels like to experience that success. This visualization practice strengthens the neural connections between seeing and believing. The most powerful wealth vision boards include elements of identity transformation. Add images and words that represent the qualities of your wealthy future self: confidence, strategic thinking, leadership, and financial acumen. Include symbols of the knowledge and skills you're developing to support your wealth journey. This identity-focused approach helps bridge the gap between who you are now and who you need to become to achieve your financial goals. Consider adding an accountability element to your vision board practice. Share your wealth goals with a trusted mentor or success partner who can provide feedback and support. Document your progress through photographs or journal entries, creating a visual history of your wealth evolution. This documentation serves as proof of your manifestation abilities and builds confidence for setting even larger financial goals. Your wealth vision board is a living document of your financial future. It's not just about what you want to have, but who you're becoming as you build your wealth empire. Through strategic creation and daily activation, your vision board becomes a powerful tool for programming your subconscious mind for massive financial success. Let each image serve as a beacon, guiding you toward the extraordinary wealth you're destined to create. Lesson 3. The Power of Specific Goals. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary wealth and those who merely dream about it often comes down to one critical factor: specificity. Vague aspirations like "I want to be rich" or "I want financial freedom" lack the magnetic pull of precise, well-defined goals. When you declare, "I will build a $10 million zero-cents real estate portfolio consisting of 50 units across 3 strategic markets by December 31, 2026, you activate entirely different mental and practical mechanisms. Your brain responds to specificity with heightened focus and enhanced problem-solving capabilities. When you identify exact numbers, dates, and outcomes, your subconscious mind begins working overtime to find paths to achievement. This precision triggers your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information to notice opportunities, resources, and connections that align with your specific goal. Suddenly, you start seeing potential property deals, meeting relevant investors, or discovering market insights that previously went unnoticed. The art of numerical clarity in financial goal setting extends beyond just the end target. It requires breaking down your wealth vision into concrete milestones that create a clear path forward. Instead of focusing solely on the final number, establish specific quarterly and annual targets. Map out exactly how many deals you need to close, the precise revenue growth required, or the specific investment returns necessary at each stage. This granular approach transforms an overwhelming goal into a series of manageable, actionable steps. Specificity must extend to both outcomes and processes. While having a clear financial target is essential, equal precision is needed in defining the daily and weekly actions that will lead to that outcome. Detail exactly how many prospecting calls you'll make, how many hours you'll dedicate to market research, or how many investor meetings you'll schedule each week. This level of process specificity eliminates the ambiguity that often leads to procrastination and inconsistent effort. Creating specific goals also enables accurate progress tracking and course correction. When you know exactly where you're headed and what milestones you should be hitting, you can quickly identify when you're off track and make necessary adjustments. This specificity allows you to evaluate which strategies are working and which need refinement, rather than blindly pursuing a vague notion of wealth creation. The power of specific goals becomes particularly evident in team environments. When working with partners, employees, or contractors, precise objectives eliminate confusion and create shared understanding. Everyone knows exactly what success looks like and can align their efforts accordingly. This clarity accelerates progress and minimizes the friction that often occurs when working toward poorly defined outcomes. Numbers hold power because they remove emotional ambiguity from decision-making. When you've specified that you need to acquire 5 new clients each month generating minimum revenue of $10,000, 0 cents each, you can objectively evaluate whether your actions and results align with that goal. This numerical framework creates accountability and prevents the self-deception that often accompanies vague aspiration. Your wealth creation journey gains momentum when you combine big-picture vision with granular specificity. This marriage of expansive thinking and precise planning creates a powerful framework for achievement. The clarity of specific goals provides the foundation for focused action, while the inspiration of the larger vision supplies the motivation to persist through challenges. Each specific milestone achieved builds confidence and creates evidence that your larger wealth goals are not just possible, but inevitable. Lesson 4. Aligning goals with your rich identity. Your wealth goals and your identity must become one and the same. Many people set ambitious financial targets but continue operating from their current identity, creating an internal conflict that dooms their efforts from the start. The truth is, sustainable wealth creation happens when you first become the person who naturally attracts and maintains that level of abundance. Think about your current money behaviors, how you spend, save, invest, and relate to wealth. These actions stem directly from your existing identity. If you identify as someone who struggles with money, you'll unconsciously make decisions that reinforce that reality. The key to transformation lies in consciously crafting and embodying your wealthy identity before the external results appear. Start by clearly defining the characteristics, habits, and mindset of someone who easily achieves and maintains your desired level of wealth. How do they start their day? What do they read? How do they speak about money? What financial decisions come naturally to them? This isn't about pretending or fake it till you make it. It's about genuine internal alignment with your wealth goal. Your wealthy identity needs consistent reinforcement through daily practices. This includes speaking with certainty about your financial future, making decisions from your future wealthy self rather than your current situation, and upgrading your environment to match your emerging identity. When faced with choices, ask yourself, what would my wealthy self do in this situation? Then act accordingly, even when it feels uncomfortable. The wealth identity audit is a powerful tool for accelerating this alignment. Regularly examine your behaviors, beliefs, and choices through the lens of your wealthy identity. Where are you still operating from old programming? What needs to shift? Look for inconsistencies between your stated goals and your actual behaviors. Each misalignment you discover and correct brings you closer to embodying your wealthy identity. Relationships play a crucial role in identity transformation. Your wealthy identity requires selective exposure to people who reinforce and normalize your new way of being. Seek out connections with people who are already operating at your desired wealth level. Their influence will naturally elevate your standards and expectations while making wealth feel achievable and normal. The identity shifts often trigger resistance from others who are invested in your current identity. They might question your new behaviors or try to pull you back to familiar patterns. This resistance is actually a positive sign. It means you're successfully disrupting old identity patterns. Stay committed to your wealthy identity, especially when facing this pushback. Your physical space and personal presentation should reflect your wealthy identity. This doesn't mean spending lavishly, but rather maintaining standards of excellence that align with your wealth goals. Keep your environment organized, dress with intention, and carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth and value. The most powerful aspect of identity-based wealth creation is its compound effect over time. As you consistently embody your wealthy identity, you'll naturally attract opportunities, make better financial decisions, and take actions that generate wealth. Your new identity becomes self-reinforcing, making wealth creation feel effortless and inevitable, rather than a constant struggle. Your wealthy identity must extend beyond surface-level changes to include your deepest beliefs about deservingness and possibility. Challenge any lingering thoughts about wealth being wrong, difficult, or not for people like you. Replace these with unshakable conviction in your ability to create and maintain significant wealth. When your identity fully aligns with your financial goals, the path to wealth becomes clear and unavoidable. Lesson 5. Turning visions into daily actions. The gap between grand visions and tangible results lies in the mundane territory of daily actions. While many dream of substantial wealth, the true architects of fortune understand that epic financial success is built through consistent, intentional daily behaviors. Your vision of wealth must be translated into a system of daily actions that inexorably move you toward your desired outcome. Think of wealth creation like building a skyscraper. While the final structure may reach impressive heights, it's constructed one floor at a time, one beam at a time, one bolt at a time. Your daily actions are these individual components that, when properly aligned and consistently executed, create something magnificent. The key is to identify the specific daily activities that have the highest leverage for wealth creation in your chosen path. Consider the compound effect of these daily actions. A single day's work might not seem significant, but when multiplied over weeks, months, and years, the impact becomes profound. If you're building a business, this might mean making 5 sales calls every morning before anything else. If you're investing in real estate, it could be analyzing 3 properties daily. For stock market investors, it might involve studying market trends for 30 minutes each day. The specific actions matter less than their consistent execution and alignment with your wealth vision. The concept of habit stacking proves particularly powerful in wealth creation. Rather than trying to force entirely new behaviors, attach wealth-generating actions to existing habits. If you already check your phone first thing in the morning, use that trigger to review your financial goals before anything else. If you regularly commute, transform that time into a wealth education session through carefully selected audiobooks or podcasts. These small adjustments compound dramatically over time. The 90-day Wealth Action Planning System provides a framework for turning these daily actions into measurable progress. Break your annual wealth goals into quarterly objectives, then identify the specific daily actions required to achieve them. This might mean setting aside a specific dollar amount daily for investments, spending an hour each morning on your side business, or dedicating time to learning high-income skills. The key is creating clear, non-negotiable daily commitments that align with your larger wealth vision. High-leverage activities deserve priority in your daily schedule. These are the actions that directly contribute to wealth creation rather than merely keeping you busy. For entrepreneurs, this often means focusing on revenue-generating activities over administrative tasks. For investors, it means prioritizing research and analysis over constantly checking portfolio values. Identify your high-leverage activities and schedule them during your peak performance hours. Creating systems to support these daily actions significantly increases their sustainability. This might involve setting up automated reminders, preparing your environment the night before, or establishing accountability partnerships. The goal is to make wealth-generating actions as automatic as brushing your teeth, requiring minimal willpower to execute. When these actions become habitual, your progress toward wealth becomes inevitable rather than optional. Monitor and adjust your daily actions based on their effectiveness. Some activities will yield better results than others, and your system should evolve accordingly. Keep a simple tracking system to measure both the consistency of your actions and their outcomes. This data-driven approach allows you to optimize your daily wealth-building routine continually, ensuring that every action brings you closer to your financial goals. The most successful wealth creators aren't necessarily doing extraordinary things. They're doing ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. Your daily actions, when aligned with your vision and executed relentlessly, create an unstoppable momentum toward wealth creation. The key lies not in sporadic bursts of effort, but in the quiet power of daily disciplines maintained over time. Lesson 6. Tracking progress to fuel momentum. Success leaves clues, and tracking your progress on the path to wealth creation provides the essential breadcrumbs that guide you forward. When you implement a robust tracking system for your financial goals, you transform abstract aspirations into concrete reality. This heightened awareness of your progress creates a powerful feedback loop that sustains motivation and enables strategic adjustments along your wealth-building journey. The most effective wealth tracking systems combine both leading and lagging indicators. While many focus solely on lagging indicators like account balances or net worth, leading indicators such as daily wealth-building activities, networking connections, or knowledge acquisition provide early signals of future success. By monitoring both types of metrics, you create a comprehensive dashboard that tells the complete story of your wealth creation journey. Your personal wealth dashboard should reflect your unique path to financial abundance. A real estate investor might track properties viewed, offers made, and deal conversion rates. An entrepreneur could monitor sales calls, client acquisition costs, and profit margins. An investor might follow market trends, portfolio diversification ratios, and investment research hours. The key is selecting metrics that directly correlate with your specific wealth-building strategy. The psychological impact of tracking cannot be understandable. When you measure your progress, you naturally tend to improve. This phenomenon, known as the Hawthorne effect, creates a positive spiral of increased awareness, leading to enhanced performance. Each documented step forward, no matter how small, reinforcing the behaviors that drive wealth creation. Digital tools have revolutionized the tracking process, making it easier than ever to maintain detailed records of your financial journey. Apps, spreadsheets, and automated systems can provide real-time insights into your progress. However, the power lies not in the sophistication of your tracking system, but in your consistent engagement with it. A simple notebook, diligently maintained, often proves more valuable than an elaborate digital dashboard that goes unchecked. Tracking also reveals patterns and correlations that might otherwise remain hidden. You might discover that your highest-earning months coincide with periods of intense networking, or that your investment returns improve when you dedicate more time to market research. These insights allow you to double down on high-impact activities and eliminate those that don't move the needle toward your wealth goals. While tracking is essential, avoid the common pitfall of becoming obsessed with short-term metrics at the expense of long-term wealth building. Daily stock price fluctuations, for instance, matter far less than consistent investment in quality assets over time. Create a tracking system that maintains perspective on your broader wealth vision while monitoring the daily actions that drive progress. The most powerful aspect of progress tracking is its ability to transform setbacks into valuable data points. When you monitor your journey closely, apparent failures become rich sources of information about what adjustments need to be made. This analytical approach removes the emotional sting from temporary setbacks and maintains your momentum toward your ultimate wealth goals. Your tracking system should evolve as you progress along your wealth-building journey. What you measure at the beginning stages might differ significantly from what becomes important as your wealth grows. Regular reviews and updates of your tracking metrics ensure they remain aligned with your current objectives and continue to drive progress effectively. Lesson 7. Removing hidden resistance to success. Our unconscious mind can be our greatest ally, or our most formidable opponent in the pursuit of wealth. While we consciously set ambitious financial goals and create detailed plans to achieve them, hidden resistance often works silently beneath the surface, sabotaging our progress in ways we don't immediately recognize. These hidden wealth blocks typically stem from early childhood experiences, societal programming, or past financial traumas. Perhaps you witnessed your parents struggling with money, internalized negative messages about wealthy people, or experienced a significant financial loss. These experiences create deep-seated beliefs that shape your relationship with money and success, often leading to self-sabotaging behaviors that feel inexplicably natural. The first step in dissolving these hidden barriers is bringing them into conscious awareness. Pay attention to your automatic thoughts and emotional reactions when opportunities for wealth creation present themselves. Do you feel a subtle anxiety when your investments perform well? Do you find yourself making impulsive decisions that undermine your financial progress? These reactions often point to underlying resistance that needs addressing. Fear of success, though counterintuitive, is one of the most common forms of hidden resistance. Many people unconsciously fear that achieving significant wealth will change their relationships, burden them with responsibility, or make them targets of judgment or resentment. This fear can manifest as procrastination, self-doubt, or seemingly rational reasons to play it safe rather than pursue ambitious opportunities. Environmental influences also play a crucial role in maintaining or dissolving resistance to success. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the spaces you occupy all send subtle messages about what's possible and appropriate for you financially. Creating an environment that supports your wealth goals means deliberately choosing influences that normalize and encourage your financial ambitions. Working with these hidden barriers requires a combination of awareness and active reprogramming. Start by journaling about your earliest money memories and identifying patterns in your financial behavior. Notice when you feel resistance arising and practice sitting with these uncomfortable feelings rather than immediately reacting to them. This creates space for new responses and beliefs to emerge. Visualization techniques can be particularly powerful in rewiring your relationship with wealth. Spend time regularly imagining yourself comfortably handling larger sums of money, making confident financial decisions, and enjoying the positive impact of your wealth. As you do this, notice any discomfort or resistance that arises and consciously choose to release it. The language you use about money and success also shapes your unconscious beliefs. Replace phrases like, "I can't afford it," with, "How can I create the resources for this?" Transform, "That's too expensive," into, "Is this the best investment of my resources right now?" These subtle shifts in language pattern new neural pathways that support rather than resist wealth creation. Take concrete actions that challenge your comfort zone while staying within your zone of current capability. If managing a $10,000 0-cent investment feels comfortable, practice thinking about and planning for $100,000 0-cent investments. This progressive exposure helps your nervous system adjust to larger numbers and opportunities without triggering overwhelming resistance. Resistance to success is not a personal failing, but a natural protective mechanism that can be consciously redirected. By acknowledging these hidden barriers with compassion, while consistently choosing actions aligned with your wealth goals, you create new neural pathways that support rather than sabotage your financial success. Your unconscious mind gradually learns that wealth is safe, beneficial, and natural for you, transforming former resistance into powerful momentum toward your financial vision. Lesson 8. Scaling up your expectations. Most people operate within a narrow band of expectations, unconsciously limiting their wealth potential to what they consider reasonable. This self-imposed ceiling becomes a powerful force that shapes not just their actions, but the very opportunities they can recognize and seize. The truth is, extraordinary wealth rarely comes from reasonable goals or modest expectations. When you examine the lives of people who have created significant wealth, you'll notice a common thread. They consistently set goals that others deemed unreasonable or even impossible. This isn't mere coincidence. By setting elevated expectations, they created a psychological environment that demanded innovative thinking, bold action, and unprecedented solutions. Their heightened expectations served as a magnetic force, attracting opportunities that aligned with their expanded vision. The process of scaling up expectations isn't about making wild, unfounded leaps. Instead, it involves systematic expansion of what you believe is possible. Start by identifying your current reasonable financial goals, then multiply them by 10. Notice the immediate resistance that arises. This resistance points directly to your current expectation ceiling. The key is to gradually normalize these higher numbers through repeated exposure and strategic planning. Spend time daily visualizing and planning for these expanded goals until they feel as natural as your original targets. Successful expectation scaling requires strategic exposure to people and environments that normalize higher achievements. This might mean joining masterminds with entrepreneurs operating at higher levels, attending events where significant wealth creation is standard, or studying the detailed journeys of those who've achieved what you aspire to create. Their success serves as proof of possibility, helping your mind accept larger goals as achievable. Your brain naturally seeks evidence to support its current beliefs about what's possible. By intentionally exposing yourself to examples of extraordinary success, you rewire these neural pathways to expect and seek greater opportunities. This shift in expectation creates a powerful feedback loop. As you expect more, you notice more opportunities, take bolder actions, and achieve better results, which in turn validates and strengthens your elevated expectations. The relationship between expectations and opportunity is particularly fascinating. Higher expectations don't just motivate greater action, they literally alter your perception of what's possible in your environment. You begin to notice opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to you because they didn't fit within your expectation framework. This expanded awareness creates a compound effect, where each new level of achievement opens doors to even greater possibilities. Implementing expectation acceleration techniques requires consistent practice. Start each day by reviewing your expanded goals as if they're inevitable outcomes. When planning projects or ventures, automatically add a 0 to your initial projections. Train yourself to ask, how can I make this 10 times bigger, instead of, is this realistic? This simple shift in questioning changes the entire trajectory of your planning and execution. Scaling up expectations isn't about reckless optimism, it's about strategic expansion of possibilities combined with practical execution. The goal is to maintain a healthy tension between your current reality and your elevated vision, using this gap to drive innovation and growth. As you consistently operate at this edge of possibility, you'll find that what once seemed unreasonable becomes your new baseline, setting the stage for even greater achievement. Your wealth creation journey will inevitably reflect the size of your expectations. By systematically scaling these expectations upward, you create the essential foundation for extraordinary financial success. The world has a way of rising to meet elevated expectations, but only when those expectations are consistently held and acted upon with unwavering conviction. Lesson 9. Celebrating and reinforcing every win. Success breeds success, and nowhere is this more evident than in the pursuit of wealth creation. The human brain is fundamentally wired to repeat behaviors that bring pleasure and reward, making celebration a powerful tool for programming your mind for continued achievement. When you consciously celebrate your financial wins, no matter how small, you create neural pathways that associate wealth-building activities with positive emotion. Many wealth seekers make the mistake of postponing celebration until they reach their ultimate financial goals. They believe they must wait for the million-dollar milestone or the successful business exit before acknowledging their progress. This approach actually works against the brain's natural reward system and can lead to burnout and decreased motivation. Instead, treating every step forward as a victory worth celebrating creates an upward spiral of achievement and motivation. The key lies in understanding that celebration isn't merely about throwing parties or making grand gestures. It's about creating meaningful rituals that anchor positive emotions to your wealth-building journey. This could be as simple as taking a moment of quiet appreciation when you make an investment, sharing your progress with a supportive friend, or marking your achievements in a dedicated success journal. These small acts of acknowledgement tell your brain, this is important and we want more of this. The neuroscience behind celebration reveals that when we celebrate achievements, our brains release dopamine, serotonin, and other feel-good chemicals. These neurotransmitters not only make us feel good in the moment, but also strengthen the neural connections associated with the celebrated behavior. By deliberately celebrating wealth-building actions, you're essentially training your brain to seek out and repeat these beneficial behaviors automatically. Creating a celebration hierarchy can make this practice even more effective. Small daily wins might receive a quick moment of gratitude or a check mark in your tracking system. Weekly achievements could warrant a special meal or activity you enjoy. Monthly milestones might deserve larger recognition, like treating yourself to something that reinforces your wealthy identity. The key is maintaining proportion while ensuring every level of achievement receives appropriate acknowledgement. The practice of celebration also serves as a powerful antidote to the natural tendency toward negative focus. Our brains are evolutionarily wired to pay more attention to potential threats and problems than to successes. By intentionally highlighting and celebrating wins, you override this negative bias and maintain a more balanced, success-oriented perspective. This positive focus attracts more opportunities and enhances your ability to recognize potential wealth-building possibilities. Social reinforcement amplifies the power of celebration. Sharing your achievements with carefully selected supporters not only multiplies the positive emotional impact, but also creates accountability and external validation. Consider creating a success circle of like-minded people who understand and support your wealth-building journey. These relationships can provide both celebration partners and valuable networking opportunities. Documentation plays a crucial role in the celebration process. Keeping a record of your celebrations creates a tangible history of progress that you can review during challenging times. This success archive serves as proof of your capability and momentum, helping you maintain confidence and motivation when facing obstacles. Each documented celebration becomes a building block in your wealth creation story. Well, celebration also helps integrate your achievements into your identity. When you consistently acknowledge and celebrate your financial wins, you strengthen your self-improvement as someone who successfully builds wealth. This identity reinforcement makes future success more natural and expected, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of continued achievement. The more you celebrate your progress toward wealth, the more your brain comes to view wealth creation as a natural part of who you are. Lesson 10. Living as the version who already achieved it. Success leaves clues, and one of the most powerful secrets of wealth creation is embodying your future wealthy self today. This chapter explores the transformative practice of living as if you've already achieved your financial goals, not through pretense or fake-it-till-you-make-it mythology, but through authentic alignment with your inevitable wealthy future. The wealthy version of yourself makes decisions differently. They invest time differently. They speak differently. They carry themselves with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing their success is assured. By studying and embodying these traits now, you accelerate your journey to actual wealth. This isn't about external appearances or spending money you don't have. It's about internal alignment with the identity of someone who naturally creates and maintains significant wealth. Consider how your future wealthy self approaches problems. They likely maintain emotional equilibrium during setbacks, knowing that temporary obstacles are part of the journey. They probably seek out high-level connections and opportunities, knowing they belong in any room. They likely make decisions based on long-term value rather than short-term cost. Starting today, you can adopt these same mental frameworks and decision-making patterns. Your wealthy future self has specific daily habits and routines. They likely start their day with intention, invest in their knowledge and relationships, and maintain high energy through proper self-care. They understand that wealth is holistic, encompassing physical health, mental clarity, and emotional intelligence. By implementing these habits now, you create the foundation for your inevitable success. The language patterns of your wealthy future self differ from your current patterns. They speak with certainty about their goals. They use words that reflect abundance rather than scarcity. They ask better questions that lead to better solutions. By adopting these communication patterns now, you reshape your reality to match your vision. Your wealthy future self understands the power of environment. They curate their physical spaces, their information inputs, and their social circles to support continued growth. Start creating this environment now. Clean and organize your workspace. Upgrade your learning materials. Seek out conversations with people who think bigger than you currently do. The wealthy version of you maintains different standards for their time, their energy, their relationships, and their results. By raising your standards now to match your future self, you naturally eliminate activities and associations that no longer serve your growth. This isn't about becoming arrogant or unapproachable. It's about honoring your potential and your path. Your future wealthy self has mastered the art of presence. They aren't constantly chasing the next goal or living in anxiety about the future. They operate from a place of calm confidence, knowing that their actions align with their vision. Practice this presence now by fully engaging in your wealth-building activities while maintaining inner peace. Most importantly, Your wealthy future self understands that wealth is a natural expression of value creation. They focus on solving bigger problems, serving more people, and creating lasting impact. Begin approaching your current work and opportunities with this same mindset. Ask yourself how you can create more value, serve at a higher level, and make a bigger impact right now. This practice of living as your future wealthy self creates a powerful alignment between your current reality and your desired future. As you consistently embody these traits, habits, and mindsets, you'll find your external circumstances naturally shifting to match your internal reality. The gap between who you are and who you're becoming begins to close, accelerating your journey to actual wealth creation.